Tilea's Troubles, Part 125. The Great Arcanum. Somewhere near Campogrotta, Autumn 2404. They had been sent to meet the new engine of war, to ensure it took the prepared path upon the final stretch of its current journey, the surest and quickest path, to be brought safe and sound to the army. They had already visited its attendants' camp, placed several hundred yards ahead of it, along the rocky valley. They had held their tongues, and none had spoken to them, for the engine's crew and guards had been commanded to speak to no one, nor was anyone allowed to talk to them, under pain of death. Gradger and Fargrin were to show the attendants the way with gestures alone. Now, as they approached the engine itself, there was disagreement between them, as Gradger suddenly came to a halt.
"No and never," declared Gradger. "I shall go no closer. I saw full the curse afflicted by the first such engine, bursting boils and bleeding sores, corpse piles heaped along its route. If this one has stopped, then whichever idiot fool allowed it to do so should be punished whipped. We need not draw near, for we can show them the way without being close by. We need not even look upon it."
Fargrin had rarely witnessed the engineer's mate so terrified, a fuming fury of fear. He had been nervous before, weighed with worries, as was to be expected of all servants, and he was often pensive, on occasion perilously so, but never this filled with dread. It suddenly occurred to Fargrin that as an engineer's mate of considerable experience, Gradger might be afraid that he was to be ordered to tend upon this new war engine, as part of its crew. That would explain his current demeanour and behaviour.
"Calm quiet yourself,"
soothed Fargrin.
"You know and understand little. This engine is not the same as the last, not at all. This one does not bleed leak death."
Gradger's snorted laugh in response could not, thought Fargrin, be a pleasant thing to experience inside his mask.
"I know not which, but you are mistaken, or false lying," said Gradger. "For if what you say were so, then what use would this engine be to any and all? What use a bombard that does not kill?"
"You would do well better if your mask did not make you deaf. I spoke only that it does not leak death. I assure you, this can kill destroy just as well as the first. Whole cities, and armies entire."
Gradger was shaking his head.
"How so?" he asked. "If it can be approached without danger harm, does it not bear the same poison as the first? Explain."
"Come now, brave friend," reassured Fargrin, "and I shall reveal all. When you look upon it, you will see, you will understand."
"No and never. Only a double fool would draw near close to it by choice. I have seen its attendant guards. Each and all carry goggle masks and breathing tubes. Each and all in waxed cloth and leather robes. Just as before, just the same. If what you claim say is the truth, then why would they do so? Why and what for?"
"Those are only the ones who are close to it every day, week after week. Those who merely pass by to glance upon it, even those who guard it this night or that, occasional and rare, for only a few hours here and there, need wear no such things."
Gradger pointed a crooked clawed finger at Fargrin.
"How can you know for certain sure? You do not attend it. You have never seen it."
"I know, for I have eyes and ears, and I carry messages for many a chieftain and claw leader. I have heard orders, and read the words. Come, we shall see. I would not go there myself if it were not safe, yes? You are wearing your own goggle mask. Let that reassure you."
Fargrin began to walk down the rocky gully, and Gradger reluctantly followed, the sound of hissing from inside his mask revealing his ongoing trepidation.
"This engine is made better, bigger,"
explained Fargrin, a note of excitement in his voice.
"It is deadlier in use, yet safer to move. All will run flee before it, or die, and die by the thousands. None can face such a weapon as this."
Almost lost in the surging rush of fear, something was niggling at Gradger's mind, something about Fargrin knowing such secrets. When they turned into the clearing to stand before the engine, Gradger gulped and pulled his mask tighter about his head.
"Look, see," said Fargrin. There it stands, and yet the green grass about it does not wither die. Its attendants busy themselves by its side, with ne'er a sign of sickness pain."
Gradger was for a moment speechless. What Fargrin was saying was clearly true. But now that he saw the engine's design, a new concern assaulted him. He knew enough about bombards that he could not believe what he was looking at. The barrels, both of them, were so huge that the carriage seemed altogether insufficiently sturdy to bear them.
"It launch fires 2 grenados?"
he asked.
"Why would anyone attempt such? How will it not shiver break upon the first firing? How could it ever fire twice?"
Yes, it throws 2,
said Fargrin, feeling glee at knowing more about the engine than his engineering friend.
"And at one and the same time. That way it need not fire more than once, for once is all and everything."
Gradger was trying to understand.
2 to make 1,
he said.
2 to open a very hell upon the foe enemy,
declared Fargrin, getting a little carried away.
"Each grenade carries only half that which is needed, not the same mix at all. So, no poison leaks, no forever moving. Only when broken and mixed are they made deadly, explosively and massively. The poison is a gift only the enemy foe will know."
Inside his mask, Gradger's eyes squinted as he scrutinised the engine.
No, he said quietly. "This is asking too much. Both to fire at once, to follow the same course, to travel the same distance, to break at the same moment. It cannot be done. Such would surely need too perfect pure an alignment, in elevation, in weight, to the tiniest degree. Even the burning of the primer would have to be exactly equal. Besides, such a feeble carriage could never bear the strain shock of a double discharge."
"Perfection is not required," explained Fargrin. "The grenados are made to burst big, and that which they hurl forth only need to caress the cloud made by the other to bring forth their destruction. I read it. I carried the orders, the explanations. An infusion of occult virtues, they said. The incendiary sublimation of both sulphurous and mercurial skystone, to ferment a projected multiplication of a deathly quintessence."
On any other occasion, Gradger would surely have immediately questioned how it was that the likes of Fargrin was allowed to peruse such an arcanum. But just now he was still too tangled in other thoughts.
Yes, stirred together," he said. "Even the vapours thereof. It could be done, but only by one who was prepared to die in the doing of it. For this to do it, that is too much by far. The first engine was simple. Wheels, barrel and bomb. It threw an already blended death, already potent poisons, which need only shatter and burst in the right spot place. All it had to do was fire-shoot but 1 grenado. The simplest of actions. And yet it still failed. Only a fool would think that by attempting twice as much, in one and the same moment and in necessarily perfect unison, then success was more certain sure."
"You can think it," said Fargrin.
"Consider why the first one failed. It plague-burned all and everyone who approached. Even those who attended it were slowly poisoned, despite their protective filterings and robes. Its very own crew, in the mere moving of it, themselves suffered a slow death. How could anyone expect hope to succeed, when so pained, so afflicted?"
Gradger was not satisfied with the answer.
"You might believe it, but you cannot know it. There are none alive who truly know what happened to the first, only that it burst-blasted the land through which it rolled, and not the city."
Yes, replied Fargrin. "I and all know that. All within sight view of its failure died. But Gradger, you saw those who attended it, escorts and guards. You saw them weak and fail. You saw the corpses of those who died on the journey. You saw the ground poison-burned wheresoever it moved, the circum-expiration it scratched around Ravola. Whatever mistake blunder its crew committed, whatever foolish fault, whatever shoddy choice decision they made before Campagrotta, their pain-addled minds cannot have helped. This time, with this engine, there will be no such failure. Those who tend it will have clear minds, and the strength of will and body to do all and everything that must be done."
"Maybe so," said Gradger. "Perhaps they could practise a most perfect precision. But timber, iron and black powder are what they are, no more. Bolts, braces and brackets are only as strong as they can be. The mere moving of this engine will stress-strain every part, slowly but surely weakening the whole, which does not look strong enough to start with."
"Hush now," ordered Fargrin. "Speak and say no more of this. Keep your worry-fear to yourself. Much is expected of this engine, None may ridicule Mark, none may cast doubts, not without punishment.
Gradger fixed his eyes on Fargrin, his voice calmer, but still very serious.
Friend Fargrin, promise me this. If ever you carry orders commanding me to tend this engine, scratch out my name mark. For that, I will be ever in your debt service, and will pay much, and more.
Willingly, friend Gradger, I promise and assure, said Fargrin. I will, if I am given such to carry. For now, you work hard on your own engine. Be necessary irreplaceable. That way and then you will not be commanded to tend this one.
Gradger was not reassured, however, for a dilemma immediately occurred to him. Hard work might well mean being kept in place, tending his current engine, but it could easily mean promotion instead. And if this new bombard was the most important weapon in the army, then would not the best engineers and mates be assigned to it? And the dilemma was doubled, for shoddy work and laziness could lead to punishment, which might conceivably take the form of being assigned to this, the most dangerous of engines, to its own crew. And so, depending on the commander's whims, either good working or lazy shirking could both mean being forced to work this engine. How could he possibly know what to do?